Namaste to all, and welcome to the new session. Chadurmukha Samarambham Vagbhadacharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Patyandam Vande Guru Paramparam Ragadirogan Satadanushaktan Asheshakaya Prasrudan Asheshan Aulsukya Moha Aradidan Jakhana Yopurva Vaidyaya Namostu Tasmai. We were discussing about the Kleda at one point, Bhutas at one point, and we made one important uh, point in stating that iti bhutamayo dehaha, and we saw the contribution of panchabhutas in different structures, different faculties, different potentials of sharira. Tatra ghad ghani dehesmin shrotram shabdo viviktada वादाद स्पर्शत्व गुच्छ्वासो वह्नेः दृग्रूपपत्तयः आप्या जिह्वा रसक्लेदो घ्राणगन्धास्थि पार्थिवम् इति भूतमयो देहः. Of course, there are some few lines left, but I am taking only the contextual ones. And another important point that we were highlighting was that the internal arrangement of bhutas, and we said that doshas reflect different, specific, and well-defined currents or movements happening within the kleda of the sharira, within the sneha matrix of the sharira. And this system looks very silent from periphery, from outside, but well-defined currents are operating, well-defined currents of doshas are happening, which is by default. It is there, it is built in. They are formed within, they operate within. And interesting stuff is that these currents can be influenced by the happenings of the periphery, of the outside. That is so important, that is so critical. See the change in kala, the change in shita, ushna, vrishti. All these things are going to influence the current, sanchara, movement of the doshas inside the kleda. So again, do not consider doshas as different entities. They represent an internal arrangement. And each current is having a peculiar characteristic, and so these functions are specifically assigned. So it is like an ocean. So the waves or the currents are formed within. They are influenced by multiple factors, definitely, but they are formed within. As long as they exist as an ocean. Now, The iti bhutamayo deha. So Sharira is Panchabhautika. Now we have to see something about the dhadus as well. All dhadus are Panchabhautika. Contrary to this, we said earlier that all doshas are not Panchabhautika. All doshas are not Panchabhautika. But all dhadus are Panchabhautika. And each one of these dhadus, each one of them, it's made out of 5 bhudas with a different, unique bhuda combination. Each one is unique. They are made out of these 5 bhudas. So it is like a madhanam or mandhanam, churning of the ocean of kleda to extract 7 different types of dhadus. That exercise of this visualization of this mandhana procedure is just for an easy understanding of the events happening. An ocean of kleda getting continuously churned all throughout. Kleda is getting churned and 7 different stuffs evolve out of it. And this kleda thus is getting used up. As part of this mandhana, they are used up. Then it is refilled. As part of this mandhana, some byproducts are there. So they contaminate the kleda. So it is getting contaminated continuously. Parallel to that, there is a system to take out these contaminants. So this kleda is continuously cleaned up. So kleda is getting used up continuously, it is getting refilled continuously, it is getting contaminated continuously, it is getting cleaned up continuously. This process is continuously happening. And then we should remember the very basic concept of Dravya Nishpatti in connection with this. What is that? Panjabhudatmagam tattukshmam adhishthaya jayate ambuyoni agni pavana nabhasam samavayataha tannirvrittihi visheshascha vyapadeshastu bhuyasa. So Panjabhudatmagam tattukshmam adhishthaya jayade ambuyoni. Prithvi and Jala forming the adhishthana and yoni respectively. Agni pavana nabhasam samavayataha tannirvrittihi visheshascha. Agni, Vayu and Agasha merge with them to facilitate the manifestation of the dravya and also giving in its identity. Nirvrittihi visheshaha cha. So these karya dravyas are formed that way. These dhadus are formed that way. Panchabhudatmaga kleda, Panchabhudatmaga dravya, Panchabhudatmaga dhadu, Panchabhudatmagam tattukshmam adhishthaya jayade ambuyoni agni pavana nabhasam samavayataha tannirvrittihi visheshascha vyapadeshastu bhuyasa. So just visualize this with a deeper focus. 5 bhudas are the basic building blocks of the sneha, rasa or kleda, the exclusive material causes, the upadana karanas of sharira. All dhadus having all the 5 bhudas as their material cause. An ocean of sneha or rasa, an ocean of rasa, ocean of kleda, getting churned continuously to form the dhadus out of it. The 5 bhudas in a living body tend to get organized themselves into three agencies, the three doshas by default, which we already explained multiple times. So, five bhutas getting churned to form the dhadus, and those five bhutas in the presence of life has a tendency to get organized into three agencies. So what happens? Each dhatu inherently encompasses all the three agencies in potential form. In potential form. Three agencies means three doshas. However, the distinct predominance of bhutas that characterizes the essence of each dhatu. Each dhatu may have different predominance of bhutas. Vyapadesastu bhuyasa. Even though all of them contains all the five bhutas, there are differences in the predominance. Each one is very distinct. And that distinct predominance of bhutas that characterizes the essence of each dhatu signifies its intrinsic predisposition or preparedness to serve as the niche for the specific manifestation and functionality of a particular dosha. I will repeat, don't bother about it. I'm trying to throw more light into the idea of ashraya-ashrayi bandha. So I just used a word called a niche, N-I-C-H-E, with specific meanings. A comfortable or suitable position in life or employment is called a niche. Or a place or an employment or a status or activity for a person or thing is best fitted. That is also known as niche. So here we found that each dhatu is becoming the niche for a dosha. And it is determined by the distinct predominance of bhutas which characterizes the essence of each dhatu. Accordingly, it bears some sort of a predisposition or preparedness to serve as the niche of a dosha, so that the specific manifestation and functionality of a particular dosha is inherent with that bhuta, that dhatu. Thus, what happens? Each dhatu becomes the ashraya of a dosha. Dosha becomes the ashrayi. Tatra sthinisthido vayu pittam tu sweda raktayoho shleshma shesheshu. So this niche inhabitant relation or ashrayi bandham is actually based on some samanya vishesha siddhanta. Nothing very mysterious about it. But we should understand that it is nothing like somebody is coming from outside and start living in this place. It is inherent. It is inherent. It is built in. When we consider them as separate entities, Samanya Vishesha Siddhanta comes to the play. Otherwise, there is nothing specific about it. That is why I used the very complex explanation earlier. That means that inherent tendency of each dhatu to have a distinct predominance of bhutas, that signifies its intrinsic predisposition or preparedness to serve as the niche of a dosha. And thus we find that, interestingly, 5 out of the 7 dhadus are the niche of Shleshma, the Jala Prithvi predominant dosha. 5 out of 7. Shleshma Shesheshu. Tatra Asthinisthido Vayu Pittantu Sweda Rektayo. I am not considering the Mala at this point, so practically Rekta. Shleshma Shesheshu. The 5 out of 7 are serving as the niches of Shleshma. So what about the remaining 2? Rakta and Asti. They are also having Prithvi as their Adhisthana, Jala as their Yoni. They are also, that way, they are also Jala Prithvi predominant structurally, but the predominance of some other Bhutas outsmart this Jala and Prithvi in these 2. Jala Prithvi combo. So their predominance or the signature is different. This Jala Prithvi combination gives bulk and endurance, which is used to build. And that is how we understand Shleshma. That is the case of Shleshma, as we understand Shleshma, the way in which we understand it. So the main chunk of materials available is used to build and sustain. But at the same time, we should understand that this is an overgeneralization. We say that 5 out of the 7 are used to build and sustain. So it is an overgeneralization and should not make a feeling that all the niches of Shleshma are same in their structure. Do not think like that. They are not same in their structure. They have got similarity in their structure, but they are not same in their structure. Each dhatu is highly specialized with a unique permutation and combination of bhudas, which can be considered as the unique fingerprint, the bhuda fingerprint or the bhuda signature. That's what happens. Rasa, Mamsa, Medas, Majja and Shukra are the niches of Shleshma. All are Snigdha, but each one is unique with different duties to deliver. Coming to Rakta, Rakta is an Agni Jala predominant substance. So Jala is there as a dominant factor, but the supporting faculty or the ruling faculty, not the supporting faculty, the ruling faculty in Rakta is Agni. Yet Prithvi is there as its Adhisthana. There is no doubt, because that is the fundamental nature of all Kari Dravyas. Kshmam Adhisthaya Jayade Ambuyoni. But it is the overwhelming presence of Agni and its association with Jala is what is giving Rakta its unique identity. overwhelming presence of Agni and the association of that Agni with the Jala. That is so unique, which is happening nowhere else in the Sharira. Thus, Rakta functions as the solitary niche of Pitta. Pittam to Sweda Raktayoho. So Rakta comes there as the solitary dhatu, which functions as the niche of Pitta. Now coming to Asthi, it is a dhatu with a very unique structural composition. We see from the textbooks that it is meant for delivering the function of dharanam of Sharira. Here, Prithvi, Vayu and Akasha are the predominant bhutas, along with the very less Jala and the least presence of Agni. This combination gives the Asthi its ability to form frameworks with sufficient toughness and strength despite being relatively lakhu. Thus, what happens? Asti is assigned as the niche of Vayu. So that is why we find two characters set aside from the majority of 5 out of 7, which are the Shleshma, Shesheshu status. Actually, these dhadus are very interesting characters. They deserve more attention. We are some sort of obsessed with the doshas, which is so important, no doubt. If somebody asks me what is unique with Ayurveda, I will give them the answer that unique with Ayurveda is its or the way in which Sharira is conceived. The concept that dosha dhadu mala moolam sada dehasya. That is the only unique nature of Ayurveda. That is the most important idea that Ayurveda has conceived. Dosha dhadu mala moolam sada dehasya. Everything else is secondary to this idea. Everything else is important only if you endorse this statement and you understand the statement properly. So doshas are important, dhadus are important, malas are important. Dosha dhadu mala. So understanding, so we need not have some sort of a partiality towards doshas alone, even though we find a lot of extolling statements about the importance of dosha. But dhadus are equally important. They are really important because the survival of Sharira is fundamentally dependent upon dhadus. Each dhadu has a specific potential. While we come to the vyadhis, understanding sampraptis, the changes happening in each dhadu is very important. The changes happening in the doshas, of course, they are very important, but that is some sort of a overgeneralization is there. Vayu is vriddha. Okay, we are not going to discuss the vriddhi, all those things. We will take more time to reach there. We have discussed these concepts in multiple levels and in multiple uh, domains earlier, but still we have to discuss. So when we say that Vayu is Vruddha, it is not going to give any idea about the Samprapti that has set in. Samprapti is becoming clear or clearer only when we understand the next levels of happenings. Okay, Vayu is Vruddha. Then tell me, what happened next? What did the Vruddha Vayu do? Where did it go? Which all dhadus were afflicted? And what happened to that dhatu? Whether that vriddhi got confined to that particular dhatu or what else did it do? Then only the story slowly is getting exposed. Then only you are going to understand the Samprapti properly. So we should have a proper understanding about dhadus, different types of dhadus, their coexistence, how do they work together, how the body is made out of it, and how do they cooperate in their operations. Many things. So doshas definitely give you a extraordinarily unique idea about the Sharira, but when you go to the details, the idea when translated to details, dhadus are becoming the prime characters. So they are also to be understood properly. Say, for example, take the case of Rasadhadu. Rasadhadu is primarily the primary level sneha available to the system. We have seen it earlier also. It is the one which is derived from the ahara sara. It bathes this entire system with the drava sneha guna. Drava sneha gunas of the rasa is bathing the entire system. It irrigates the sharira inside with its all-pervading snigdhada. The snigdhada of rasadhadu is all-pervading. And because of that sneha, it pleases the sharira, it appeases the sharira, and generates a sense of gratification. And it is based on this experience, putting that experience in the front line, that rasadhadu is entitled with the karma of prenana, something which gratifies, something which appeases the sharira by providing the all-encompassing snigdhada in abundance. It is basically a jala predominant dhatu with Agni and Prithvi supporting it, Vayu and Agasha placed in the back seats. That can be the Bhuda signature of Rasadhatu. In Rekta, the picture is different. Rekta is the dhadu where Agni and Jala coexist. We saw something about it. This is an important point. Coexistence of Agni and Jala is a peculiarity which is celebrated as Agni Shomiyata. Agni Shomiyata, the balance of Agni and Jala. This is very, very important because it balances the Ushna Shita complementary duels inside the Sharira. They appears to be contradictory, but they complement, and their balance is going to be the crucial aspect. Once you go away from this delicate balance, everything derails. And by making necessary adjustments in the Ushna Shita duels, Rakta ensures survival. Rakta ensures survival, and thus Rakta is assigned with the karma of Jivana. Prithvi, Vayu, and Akasha assist this mechanism in a relatively recessive, passive mode. So that could be the way in which we can understand, or we should understand, Rakta Dhatu. Of course, the remaining dhadus are still there, which we have to understand. We have to try to understand, which is really important. So with this, I think we should conclude today. I will just go through the chat box. Vadanagaramakarana plays its role. It's a statement. Dushayitva rasam dosham viguna hrudayam gada hrudrogam kuruve. Yes. Kleda role and have ecospirin to dilute kleda to remove snigdha. Sangha, please explain, sir. This occurs in Rasa especially with Chintyanam Adhichintana. You only explained it very well, so I need not intervene. In the Sneha Sanchaya model of Sharira, how do we understand Prakriti? I think we have spent hours in explaining or understanding the Prakriti. Maybe I think it is available with the earlier recordings. I think still it is to be discussed. We will come to it. Because now if I start explaining it, we will miss the continuity. And is there an increased role played by one of the three agencies regulating the Sneha Parinama? Yes, definitely it is there. That is how it is called Prakriti. Then in the context of Chikitsa, when dravyas are used, do they work on the ashraya as a whole due to guna samanya? So inevitably, treating any of the Shleshma ashraya, the other ashraya will also be impacted by that Chikitsa. There is every possibility. And then I think the specificity of dravyas, that is the importance of dravya guna jnana. So all Sneha dravyas will not having the same impact on the body. There is some sort of a specific affinity towards certain dhadus, certain sthana visheshas, certain roga margas. All those things are inherent with the certain dravyas, or the sharira is having that sort of an inherent property. So after understanding the sharira based on the Ayurvedic understanding, we should also put our efforts to understand the dravyas according to the Ayurvedic understanding. Then there will be a match of these items. Does at any point of time the Panchabhutas available as independent Bhutas in Kleda? That is an interesting question. We will come to it in one of the next sessions, which is there in the pipeline. We will discuss it. So with that, we conclude. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have a good day. So I'm concluding. Hopefully, we will meet on next week. Bhishajam sadhurtanam bhadramagamashalinam abhyasta karmanam bhadram Bhadram Bhadra Abhilasha. Thank you so much.